Hello and welcome to How to Use an Analog Mixer, brought to you by Matt Eckhart Audio Production Service and meaudiopro.com. Today we are going to be going over the basics of how to use an analog mixer using a small format mixer. People ask me, what is a mixer? Well, a mixer takes many audio sources like mics, instruments, CD players, MP3 players, computers, and combines or sums the inputs down to one or more outputs to feed a PA system or a recording device. So today we're going to be using the Mackie Mix 8 as an example. The Mackie Mix 8 has four sections: the I/O section, the mixer section with channel strips, the master section, and the tape section. So these are all features that are on a lot of mixers, but not all mixers are the same. Some have more and some have less. This particular guy has 8 channels. It's got 2 ins here, 1, 2, 3, 4 ins there in the form of 2 stereo ins, and 2 RCA ins right here for those types of connections. But let's go over each section before we really get in and use it. Alright, so let's start with the I/O section, short for in and out. This section is how you get a mic or line signal in or out of a mixer. In the input section, there are microphone connectors, balanced quarter-inch connectors, or unbalanced quarter-inch connectors. There's also the mic preamps, called gain or trim. We'll get to those in a minute when we start using them. In the out section, there are balanced or unbalanced quarter-inch outs. Those can be used for going out to your main speakers. The control room out or CR out can be used for going to your studio monitors. An auxiliary send sends individual inputs to a particular output. And the headphone out, of course, pretty self-explanatory there. The next section we'll go over is the mixer section, where sound is adjusted for level, tone, and stereo balance using these controls. It consists of the volume knobs for level, the pan knobs for sending signal either to the left, to the right, or up the center, going to both, the auxiliary sends used for stage monitors or external effects. Those are the knobs that correspond with the aux send output I showed you in the I/O section. When you turn up one of those knobs, sound leaves directly from that send and is controlled by that knob. The mixer section also has equalization. The EQ knobs cut or boost their preset frequencies to shape the tone to your liking or to help you balance a room. Those frequencies are 80 Hz, 2.5 kilohertz, and 12 kilohertz. Those represent the lows, mids, and highs. And that's the end of the mixer section. The tape section is a section that helps you route sound that goes in to the RCA ins, to the main volume out, or to the control room out. And then it also has a 2-track out to go into a 2-track recording device. Now we have finally the main/master section. The main/master section consists of the control room or headphone volume, the main mix or main out volume, and the auxiliary master volume. These are all overall volumes. The main mix is an overall volume for the level controls. The control room out is a volume control for the control room output, and the aux master is an overall control for the auxiliary knobs on each channel. You'll also notice that there are meters in the form of those red, yellow, and green lights, and those let you know how loud your main output is and when you are within the overload limits. So if the red light lights up, you are doing what's called clipping, and that is bad. So you want to stay away from that. If you see red on your meters, you want to turn down on the main level, or you'll want to turn down the gain on your input channel, but we're going to go over that when we use it. In the master section, it also has the phantom power button or the 48 volt button. When you push that button in, you can use a condenser mic with that, and those are great. So, now that we've seen all the different features on this mixer, let's go ahead and use it. The first thing that you want to do is you always want to turn down your volume knobs, make sure that everything's down before you plug anything in. Same thing with your gain levels here and stuff like that. Next thing you're going to want to do is plug it right into power. This particular mixer uses a wall wart, so I'm going to plug that in over here, and it doesn't have an on button. So when you plug it in, it just turns on. The first thing that or not the first thing, but the next thing you'll want to do is you're going to connect your mixer to your speakers or to your recording device. You can do that by simply going to the main outs here and patching in 1 and 2. And these guys are going into the speaker system I'll be using today, for example. Now, let's go ahead and plug in a microphone. We've got our mic here, and it's all plugged in using a microphone connector. You can see this right there, like so. See, you just take that, plug it in, and then you plug it into channel 1. You then start testing your microphone and turning up the gain knob right here, or trim knob, until you either set it at unity, which is the U, or what some people call nominal, or you can set this until, test it, 1 2 1 2, hey hey, 1 2 1 2, till you see that red light coming on. Now remember, that red light is bad, so what you want to do is turn that gain back a little bit, 1 2 1 2, so that we don't see that red light anymore. Now that we've got our input level set, we can turn up our main mix level and then turn up our level for channel 1. Hey, hey, 1 2, hey, hey, and you'll notice that it is hitting the green and yellow lights. If I turn it up too much, hey, 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 can't actually hit the clip level until we turn this up way hot. 1 2, hey, hey, 1 2, and there we could finally hit the clip, so we want to avoid that. So that's how you plug the microphone in. If you would like to, and set its gain structure, if you want to shape the tone of the mic, notice how bassy it sounds, simply roll off some of the lows. Hey, hey, 1 2, yes, yes, more bass, less bass, more bass, less bass. If you want to add some highs, 1 2, hey, hey, more highs, less highs, more highs, less highs. And that's how the equalizer works. If you were running a stage monitor with a microphone, you would then take your auxiliary knob and turn that up to the desired level once you have that connected here out of your aux send out. So the next thing we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll plug in and play some sound from a computer. I'm going to go ahead and reset this. I'm going to take my mini cable here, this guy, to dual unbalanced 1/4 inch. I'm going to plug that in to my computer. And then what I like to do is I'll take the left and right into separate channels, and I will pan them to the left and to the right. That gives us a nice wide stereo image. And press play on your audio, and you should be able to turn that up and get some sound. You can see it hitting our meters here, like so. Now, if you need more volume, you can use the gain knobs while going into this to get yourself some more input strength. Then, when you turn these volume knobs up, it won't require you to turn them all the way up to 10, like so. So that's how you plug in a computer. The same thing goes with an MP3 player. You can plug it in here like so. You could plug it into the stereos, when you plug it into the stereo, and you'll use one channel instead of two like I'm doing, and that will save you some channels. Although, in my opinion, plug them into two separate channels with separate pan control gives you the best sound. So once you've done that, you've basically got your mixer level going, and you've got your level set. And say you turn up your volume and you come to some feedback. One of the big things with feedback is gain structure. So if you turn up your sound system or your mixer and you start to get feedback, one of the things that you can do is you can turn the gain knob back a little bit from where you had it set to help stabilize that, or you can reduce the volume level that you're sending to reduce feedback, or in the frequency range that is feeding back, you can make a cut, which is taking away that frequency to balance that out. That is the basics of how to use an analog mixer. I'm also going to include some photos of the connectors that are on the Mackie Mix 8 and the cable connectors that you will see when you go to plug in your audio sources. And hopefully you found this really helpful. Thanks so much for watching.